Hey guys, it's Len at Lionstrong Athletics. If you've been watching my videos, you know I am a huge fan of the heavy light Lion system of lifting, where you go heavy on one set, failing between 8 and 12, and light on your next set, failing between 20 and 30. It's an awesome way to lift, and I suggest you try it. But a lot of people are wondering, how do I load up on ab exercises so that I actually can fail between 8 and 12? Well, today we're going to go over the sit-up, give you a few different ways that you can load up so you can actually fail on that heavy system. Before we get into it, hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all of our videos. And if you're looking for an online program, go to lionstrongathletics.com. Before we get into how exactly we want to load up, I just want to quickly go over the anatomy behind what we're doing with the sit-up. Our main goal is to target our rectus abdominis, that is our six-pack muscle. It attaches up at the sternum and then down at the pubic crest, okay? And I want you to remember, every time you're doing a crunch sit-up motion, our goal is to get these 2 points closer together during the exercise. And that's how we're going to maximize this muscle. So as we're getting these two different types of exercises and ways that we can load up, one, through weights, is going to be loading up in the stretch position. And the second, which is cable or band, is going to be loading up in the contraction position. So I do want you to try both, see which one you like more, maybe even incorporate both into your program on different days. The first version we're going to go over for this exercise is a weighted version. And we're using a decline bench, but you don't need that. You can do this off the floor. There's a few different mediums. But I'm going to use a decline bench, and I'm going to use this 10-pound weight to provide enough resistance for me to fail between 8 and 12. If you need to brush up on how to do the sit-up properly, there's going to be a link in the description. If not, stay with me right now. We're going to pop into this decline bench here, and I want to try and have this weight give me an extra force so that my muscles are under enough tension that I fail between 8 and 12. So how can we do this? Well, the version most people go with is just stack it on your body like this. And it's a great version because as we go down, that weight is now providing resistance on the stretch. But what I want to add here is that weight isn't always the same force on what muscles are working. And that's because weight changes in relation to the distance away from our pivot point. Okay? And that might be a bit much for people, but I'm going to explain it. What I mean by that is if I have the weight down here by my stomach, it is very close to my pivot point, which is my butt. So when I go down, it is not providing that much force against my abs here. So what I can do is lift this up. I like to just put it right up by my collarbone and have it rest here. And all of a sudden, that force, which is now super far away from that pivot point, is providing me more resistance. If I want to take that to the next step, maybe I put it up on top of my head. Now it's really far from that pivot point, providing an extreme amount of resistance. And if I'm feeling insane, I can bring it behind my neck. Now it's super far away from that pivot point. It's really pulling me back, and it's providing me an extreme amount of force. Okay? So here's how I want you to think about it. If you want to add force, it is easy, medium, hard, very hard, and insane. Okay? And if that is too easy, where you take a 10-pound, you put it behind your head, and you're able to do sit-ups all day long, you still need more tension, that's when you bump up to maybe grabbing that 25 or grabbing a second 10, and then you can load up with more weight. That's also a great way to progress. So I'm not just necessarily progressing in what weight I'm holding, but also where that weight is in relation to my body. The second version of this exercise we're going to do involves a band or a cable to generate force for us. Again, we want to fail between 8 and 12 reps, so we need quite a bit of force to get there for a lot of us. So I've set up this decline bench close to this machine. I've wrapped a band around it. I really prefer doing this with a band over cable just because you get more tension at the top, and I really like that squeeze. But if you want something with a continued force, you can definitely use a cable. So what I do here is I'm grabbing these bands and I'm going to walk myself into the machine. I want to pull the bands forward and get a lot of tension. So at the top, in this position here, I have the most force out of these bands. And right now, my abs are working extra hard to keep me up. as I descend, I get to lose some of that force. It's still difficult because I still have to hold my body weight up, but I get a little bit less here. But as I drive up, now at the top, I get a ton of force of these bands trying to pull me back, and my abs have to fight that off, okay? So ways that we can increase our difficulty here. Our first way is simply just walking this further away. And now when I bring those bands up, they're under even more tension, and it makes it even harder. And that's how we can kind of progress forward every time. Second thing, obviously, we can move up in band strength. So this is a great version to load up on those abs, load up on the sit-up, force you to do a lot of work, and you can hit that heavy set. All right, there we have it. 2 different sit-up versions, one with weight targeting the stretch, one with bands or a cable targeting the contraction. I can't stress this enough, adding force, adding weight to your ab exercises. Doing 50, 60 sit-ups is great, don't get me wrong, but we also need to hit that low-end version where we're loading up, hitting something for 8 to 12. Now go try both, leave me a comment, let me know which one was your favorite. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all of our videos. And if you're looking for an online program, go to lionstrongathletics.com. We just finished Lionstrong 1, 2, and 3, our beginner, intermediate, and advanced program. You follow along with an app on your phone, shows you your exercises, comprehensive videos where I break down how to do each exercise properly, and you can track your weights and progress so you can make sure you get towards your goals.